Hey, Deadheads. Welcome to the channel. Or welcome to the channel for the first time, new Deadheads. So today, I'm doing a different kind of video because I discovered something both disturbing and awesome, and I wanted to share with you guys. So first, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and after you watch this video, leave me a comment because I really want to know what you guys think. So we all know that we live in a world of AI, and Google has released something called the Notebook LM. I used this program because I'd heard that it could create a two-person podcast based on media that you upload. So I took yesterday's sponsored ad promotion for Elegoo that I had made. I uploaded that clip, and we're going to watch together the results from this AI-generated two-person podcast, which made me feel both laughter and creepiness at the same time. But I want to know what you guys think. But it's really cool. So let's take a look at this together.
You know, the one where your gaming setup just isn't cutting it? Mm-hmm. And I don't mean like, oh, I need a new graphics card. I'm talking next level. Yeah. Like custom, personalized.
Now, remember, I just uploaded the clip that was in my sponsored ad yesterday. And this took a male and female host and created and made this completely from AI. So it's pretty amazing that it does this.
And maybe 3D printed.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this.
Right. So we found this gamer, Dead Fred. He's all about this.
Really?
Yeah. 3D print.
I'm all about this. How funny. I don't know why that makes me laugh, but yeah, out of the material, decided that I'm all about this. So pretty cool. But let's keep listening.
And it custom grips. Swears by him.
Huh. Interesting. Grips are so important too.
And there's this company, Elegoo. They're doing some cool things. Dead Fred is a huge fan. Apparently, they make 3D printer accessories, filament especially.
Oh. Now it's pretty cool because again, I was just making a little sponsored segment about Elegoo and their filament, but it's pretty kind of neat and amazing that it took that and it's kind of ran with it so far. Notice the annotation, the pausing, the pacing. It sounds like something that a professional studio would script and put together. But let's keep listening.
Okay, so let's back up for a second. Filament. For those who haven't quite gone full DIY on their gaming setup yet, What is it?
Deadheads, have you gone full DIY? I thought that was kind of neat that it said that. Again, this is blowing my mind.
Yeah, break it down for us.
Filament is basically the lifeblood of 3D printing. It's like the ink. Usually comes in a spool, and it's this thermoplastic material.
Pretty cool explanation. Thermoplastic material. I mean, this is just kind of neat. It's kind of giving an explanation to it. If you didn't know anything about 3D printing and this brand new to it, this kind of a pretty cool. It's amazing what this thing's doing.
Thermoplastic meaning?
Meaning it melts when heated, hardens when cooled.
Gotcha. So the 3D printer melts it, shapes it, and boom, you've got a grip.
Exactly. And Dead Fred was really into the quality of Elegoo's filament, which...
All right. Yeah, I'm into it. I use the product. I like it. I don't know if I was really into it, and it said the word kind of funny, Elegoo. So there's still some errors and stuff with it. You can tell it's 3D. I mean that it's AI generated, but man, it's getting creepy.
For grips is huge E. It's all about texture, durability, how it feels in your hand. Not all filaments are created equal.
Which makes sense because Dead Fred was saying how essential good grips are, especially for...
I love how she refers to how I was saying that grips are essential. It's making me laugh, Deadheads. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
Hardcore gamers. Me, I'm more of a button masher. Explain it to me like I'm...
Oh my God, that's so funny to me. Button masher. Got a cousin, Jeff, and he is our button masher in the family. Love you, Jeff. But yeah, you're the button masher of the family. Talking about mashing buttons and stuff. It's hilarious to me. I didn't give it any of this insight. I literally uploaded a 2-minute clip, of speaking about a sponsored product, and it's just inferring and putting all this information that it gathered from our world of gaming. So let's keep listening.
5, why are grips such a big deal?
Okay, so imagine you're playing for hours. Yeah. Your hand starts to cramp.
Right, tell me about it, especially those marathon sessions.
A good grip, one that's molded to your hand, Gives you that comfort, that support, no more hand fatigue. But it's not just about comfort.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. It's about control, precision. A good grip can actually improve your game. You react faster, make finer movement.
No.
Maybe, I don't know, in retro gaming, but it's pretty funny, guys. I don't know why this is just making me laugh.
Go away. It's like having a whole new controller.
Exactly. And
I don't know about saying no whole new controller, but I think if you are, have you used one of these on any of these products, Anbernick, Powkitty, Retroid has put out, that the addition of a grip can really improve the experience. So I think that is a fact.
And when every millisecond counts, that can be the difference between winning and, well,
rage quitting.
You said it now.
Here we go again with some gamer terms, rage quitting. It's cool because it sounds natural, and it's speaking in a way that you might hear a gamer speak. So I mean, yeah, it's very stereotypical, but gosh, guys, it's kind of weird.
Not me.
So we've got the filament. We understand how crucial it is, but then there's the actual design of the grip. How hard is it to actually make one? Like, are we talking master craftsman level skills here?
Okay.
So this is pretty cool because it's now going in and talking about how to design it. You can tell there was some thought process that AI put into the pacing of this, the formation of this. Now we're going to talk about we talked about why grips are cool. We're going to talk about how they can help your gaming. We talked about making them yourself. Now we're going to talk about what goes into making them yourself.
So 3D printing has come a long way. It's much more user friendly now. But yeah, designing a custom grip, that takes a bit more effort.
Like what?
First, you got to choose your 3D printing method. FDM, that's fused deposition modeling.
That's cool. I looked it up a long time ago, but if you didn't know what FDM is and using a wound up filament like I use versus resin printing or other forms of 3D printing, pretty cool that it's explaining that.
So most common is what most people start with. But for super fine details, you might be looking at resin printing.
Okay, and then the design itself.
So there's a bunch of software out there. Some are super simple, great for beginners. Others, they're what the pros use.
So now it's talking about the designs. It doesn't mention one thing, if I was going to critique this, it doesn't mention the vast communities out there, such as printables.com or Thingiverse, where people share 3D designs. Most of the grips that I've been using are remixes of designs of others. I have got into Tinkercad and OpenCAD, and I've tried to make around and play with and design some grips. I wish the younger me had paid attention to geometry more, but they missed the mark here a little bit on not talking about or speaking. And maybe it's they don't want to refer to specific things. I don't know. Maybe that's why they avoid it. But it would have been nice for them to call out what communities they're talking about here.
Basically like sculpting, but digitally. You're creating a 3D model of your grip, figuring out the ergonomics, where the buttons line up, all that jazz.
So you've got your design, you've got your fancy filament. What's next? Just hit print and wait for the magic.
Almost. You have to slice the design first. Mm-hmm. Basically, you're converting that 3D model into a language the printer understands.
Mm-hmm.
Then you load your filament and, hit print.
Sounds deceptively simple.
It does sound deceptively simple. There's a lot more to it, but this is pretty cool. I'm thinking, would you guys want to hear a 3D generated podcast explaining how to set up RetroArch, for example, mixed in with me, making commentary on how accurate it is? Maybe I'll do more of these videos if you guys think they're effective. I'd love to see what it does about teaching you how do you set up RetroArch. So maybe we'll do that. Let me know in the comments.
Are there ever any issues? Asking for a friend who may or may not have had a 3D printing disaster or two?
Oh, there can definitely be hiccups. It's part of the learning curve. Filament jams, warping, failed prints. It happens to the best of us.
So what?
Listen to the tone in that. The way he de-emphasizes failed prints. Pretty cool. This is impressive. Just a few years ago, who would have thought that we could input a source and then have this create something just like this? Man, what amazing times we live in. If only my mom could have seen this.
What do you do?
Well, there's a massive online community for that. Forums, subreddits, you name it. You can find a solution for just about anything.
Okay, so you need some patience, a bit of a DIY spirit. What about the cost? Is this hobby going to break the bank?
It's way more affordable than it used to be. You can get a decent 3D printer and some filament for a few $100. And this is where Elegoo comes in. Apparently, their pricing is really competitive. You don't have to break the bank for good quality.
So Dead Fred might be onto something with
I might be onto something. That's kind of corny. I don't know. 'Cause part of me likes it.
this whole 3D printed grip thing. Not only can you customize your setup, but it could actually up your game. And it's not as difficult or expensive as some might think, especially with companies like Elegoo making it more accessible.
Right.
Makes you wonder, what else could we be 3D printing? Keyboard wrist rests, miniature figurines.
The possibilities are endless, really.
That's what I'm saying. Who knows what the future of gaming gear looks like, but 3D printing is definitely going to be a part of it.
So true, guys. If you decide to hop into the world of 3D printing, it is very, very cost effective now. It's not very difficult to learn and master as long as you're willing to do trial and error. I had a lot of failed prints early on, but now I have gotten pretty good at taking a design that someone else supplies and making it work for my specific printer and my specific materials that I'm using to print it. So pretty cool stuff. This was a pretty amazing explanation. And now they're going to wrap this up.
Absolutely.
And there you have it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some designs to work on.
Good luck. Let me know how it goes.
Ever get that?
The little laugh at the end, the annotation, the pacing of this, very impressive stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a lot different, but I wanted to kind of see what you guys think. Leave me a comment. What do you think about this technology? Is it amazing? Is it creepy? Are we going to be seeing this in our future games? Are we going to have ROM hacks come out with AI generated additional stories? I don't know what's going to happen in the future. It's really, really both great and scary. So remember to love your hugged ones and hug your loved ones, because tomorrow is never promised, deadheads. We'll see you next time.